Okay, I want to get back to the playoffs. So yesterday, Atlanta Hawks come back 26 points down to defeat 76ers. And what looks like a big-time collapse from the Philadelphia team. Now, I reckon it's more of that rather than Atlanta being a good team. Because obviously, I think 76ers are the better team. They just couldn't... Something happened that game and everything went downhill. And it went downhill pretty quickly from the second half of the third quarter. The biggest lead there was 24 points, and it just went downhill from there. And then it just came back. But how'd you guys find that game?
Oh, man, that game was something else. I mean, in the beginning, you watched it, and Philly was doing their thing. They got an early lead. They thought they'd won it by the second quarter, pretty much. You know what I mean? They'd already, the blowout was on. They were hitting threes. Everybody hitting their shots. Embiid eating. It was great. Was it Ben Simmons had that dunk on Capella? They were doing their thing, and Seth was rolling. That's right, Seth was getting his thing on. And then it's crazy because as an NBA fan, when you watch your team play and you're down by 20 in the third quarter, you think to yourself, "Nah, we can still do it. We can still do it." And you watch that game and you hear the crowd and you think, "Oh, if I was a fan." The only fan that thinks the Hawks can come back and win it is a diehard Hawks fan. And it fucking happened. I so wish I was a Hawks fan watching that game. I was watching that shit thinking, oh man, imagine if it was the Lakers. Because the way they came back was great. They made all their buckets. Lou Williams, that bench. It was the bench that did it in the third. They chopped into that lead. First, Trey and them, I think they went on a little 12-something run in the beginning of the third quarter. And then near the tail, sort of middle to the tail end, the bench squad came in and just kept it rolling. Lou Williams did his thing. Lou Williams just sort of disappeared last year, a little bit this year. Hasn't been the Lou Williams of old, where he just makes those running jump shots, on the move. It was great, man. And then Trae Young came up big at the end. It was a fairy tale ending for him. I actually didn't, because I didn't watch the whole game. I watched the end. But I didn't. As soon as it finished, I turned it off. Did he do anything to the crowd in Philly, or did he just win and walk off? Because that would have been perfect. I mean, I know New York was giving him shit, but
I read in one of the articles there were a couple of Hawks fans in the front row. So he said hi to and Quavo as well. He was there. So he said what's up to him too. But he did his shiver thing. He does at the end of the game. His ice cold thing.
Stuart Little did it again.
Yeah, but man, speaking about it was a game of two halves, right? But the second half was for me really telling. So Tobias Harris 0 points in the second half, takes only 4 shots. Ben Simmons only 2 points in the second half. He only takes 1 shot. That was his only shot he took, right? So I don't know if Ben Simmons says he's a star, or if people say he's a superstar, or Tobias Harris even. They got him. They acquired Tobias Harris. You can't have those guys scoring no points, next to no points.
I read some stats, I think the Hawks finished the game on a 48-21 run. That was how the game finished. I don't know where that was starting from, but I mean, I personally think this is a telling season for Ben Simmons. If they get eliminated by Atlanta, you got a point guard who can't shoot a fucking free throw, and they hack him, and he goes 4 for 14 in that game. What do they lose by, 6 or something? He gets all his 10 free throws. They won. A point guard who can't shoot a fucking free throw is like a center who can't get a rebound. What are you in the NBA for? Literally, they would get him to take the ball past the halfway line and then hand off. Anyone can do that. You can have the guy who's sweeping the sweat do that. He's in trouble. If they lose, dude's out. They're trading him. The process is fucked. That's what I think. They deserve to lose. Trey's got nothing to lose. Like I said, he caught my attention in that series with the Knicks, and he just did not give it. He just got this stank face, and he carried them through. And then he's getting the same confidence now. He's got nothing to lose, so he's literally carrying the Hawks. And then, you got Lou Wills, you got Capella. They're all young and hungry, so, Simmons, man.
Don't forget, man, he's an Aussie.
He's a joke.
Playoff B.
Playoff. He
I
needs
mean,
to think
you're right, Adam, about the Hawks. Hawks have got nothing to lose. They're a team that got nothing to lose. No one's expected them to come this far, fucking come this far, and they're on the verge of making the Eastern Conference final. And who ever thought that? I mean, those guys are having fun out there, right? They're just there. No one expects us to be here. We're just playing basketball, and that's the thing. See, and that's the thing about Atlanta Hawks. What I saw when I watched the game yesterday, because I didn't watch it live. I watched the replay, but when I saw the Hawks play, they were just balling, man. They were just playing ball. I mean, there was nothing fancy. They're just making sure they're hitting their shots. You could see it wasn't. It was like, oh, hey, man, we're playing basketball. What are you guys doing? You guys are like, you guys are not getting any shots in. Wow, what are you guys doing? It's the 76ers. They've done this to themselves, and that's what I saw.
Bro, they looked lethargic, yo. You know what I mean? There were moments where you saw the Hawks driving in, and they were sort of like, you had Embiid. Oh shit, you not. I saw Embiid standing there, and he like put his hand out. Trae Young was like almost 2 meters away. Like, come on, man. Like this is game 5 of the fucking second round of NBA playoffs. Like, dude, you're at home.
Yeah,
you were. I had him pick this fucking. He was who I wanted to win MVP. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I was disappointed. Man. I was really disappointed. Like, fucking put Dwight in, man. Let him fucking go body up on somebody, man. Make him feel uncomfortable. Yeah. Like
the Hawks. This run of the Hawks almost just reminds me of like Miami last year, right? Like no one. Yeah, just count them out. It's like you got nothing on them in it, so they're just kind of rolling that ride. Like, yeah, I like it when they're just like a gritty underdog and they just don't give a, and they're just going hard.
So it was funny because I was thinking about this collapse by the 76ers, and I was thinking, has this ever happened before? And I was looking it up online, right? But what came to mind first was another game I remembered. I think it was the '95 NBA Finals, Orlando Magic versus the Houston Rockets. Don't know if you guys remember that one. When Nick Anderson misses 4 free throws in a row to lose the game, and then they get swept. Don't know if you remember that one. That was Orlando Magic with Shaq, Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, and they faced Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets. But that was a collapse. But then I went online, and that 26 comeback by the Atlanta Hawks, that wasn't the most. Do you guys know what the most was?
I think I know which one. Well, I don't know if it was more than 26. I know the Lakers had 20-plus comeback they had against the Trailblazers in Game 7 in L.A. Remember when they had that comeback? I think it was 19 with about 9 in the fourth. And that's the game where Kobe did the iconic alley-oop to Shaq. He crossed over Pippen and threw the alley-oop to Shaq. And then he dunked it and he pointed at him and shit. That was a 19-point comeback in Game 7 with... what was it? 9 minutes left, I think it was some shit. But it was 20 plus in the third. I don't know what's the biggest. Sorry.
Well, the biggest happened in 2019. It was the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Golden State Warriors, and the Golden State Warriors were up 31 points.
31.
Damn.
And we're talking 2019 Golden State Warriors because they would have had Steph, Durant, and Draymond. Obviously, the Golden State won that series, but that was Game 2 of the first round of the Western Conference. So. Yep, 31 points was the biggest comeback, and it was funny because do you know who was on that team, the Clippers team that came back from a 31-point deficit? Lou Williams was on that team.
Sweet Lou, and he that was the game I think he was hitting all them threes, huh?
Yeah,
getting the and ones.
Yeah, that's
and he had a couple 4-point plays, like 1 or 2 4-point plays. Yep. Like I actually remember that. Yeah, but. It was one of those deceptive games where you saw them like, oh shit, this is gonna be a series next minute.
yeah.
Steph.
Was that when Doc Rivers was still the coach?
Yeah.
Choke Rivers.
It looks like that way because he's had games like this before, right?
Yeah, he's coaching the 76ers.
As long as he didn't do it in Boston A's. Nah, man, it's all about the Clippers. It's what he's done when he was with the Clippers and what he's doing right now.
Well, he went to LA and got the clap. I mean the curse.
Yeah, well, you know what happened when the Clippers were playing in Staples Center, they always had the LA banners out, right? And it was only when he became coach the fucking banners got covered with the selfies of the players and shit that they still do to this day. It's like, motherfucker, really? That right there? Yeah. Voila, yeah.
Oh,
Shame.